friends, I wanted to share with you guys how I like to go shopping and stick to my meal plan and how I use the Portion Fix to do that. So whether or not you are my customer or not, I wanted to make this video to just explain a little bit and kind of demystify this thought that you need to be like super prepared and be like thinking outside the box. I keep it pretty simple for my meal plan or what I buy for the week. And so when you do this, when you follow one of the programs that I do, you get a food approved list. Now this list is gonna have mainly foods that are whole, clean foods, meaning it's not processed, it's not full of sugar or chemicals, it's just a regular food. So there's different going to be containers that are going to be different food groups. You're going to have a list of proteins that are approved, a list of your carbohydrates that are approved, a list of veggies that are approved, and as long as it's a whole food, it's fine. So if there's a certain vegetable on there that's not on the list, it's probably okay, but basically the list is also from best choice to worst choice. So when you get to like carbohydrates, for example, your sweet potatoes, rice, those are a little bit higher on the list than say like a tortilla, which is processed, and processed doesn't always mean necessarily like bad. It just means that it's mixed with other things and it's been chemically altered or something to change the natural state of the food. So it's still a choice, it's still on there. It's just that we want to prioritize the foods that are a little bit more high on the list. So what I like to say is if you're looking at that food list, it's going to be in Beachbody On Demand under the 21-day fix. So you can either get Ultimate Portion Fix or you can go into your program materials 21-day fix and you can find the meal plan. It's gonna break down where you start. So you're gonna eat more if you weigh more because we have to lose weight in a healthy way to make sure metabolism is engaged, make sure that we're not going into starvation mode. And so you find out what plan you're in and then you can go from there to see like how many of each of these foods you get. If you do the Ultimate Portion Fix, I really like that because it's like a nutrition program, especially since I've gone through this program. I've also gone through, I got my certification through the Institute of Integrated Nutrition, which is a very in-depth nutrition program. I really think that this is a great option for people that want to learn about nutrition on a smaller scale and a lot more of affordable scale. So you get this workbook and it just explains a lot more of the meal plan. And if you purchase it, you get access to stuff online, modules, information, all this stuff. So let's get to the food containers, foods that are approved in my tiny kitchen. And I just want to kind of go through some of my favorites. Like I said, I just pick some off the list, 3 to 4, and it changes week to week, but I do have a lot of like staples and things that I will continue to purchase over and over again. A lot of these foods are for me and my son and my daughter. So let's start with our yellows, which are gonna be carbohydrates. I love oats, I love whole wheat pasta. I also love Bonzo pasta, which is made from chickpeas, which I don't have any right now. That is gonna be very, very high in protein. It technically is still going to fit into the carbohydrate requirement for the meal plan, and if it has a lot of protein, bonus, but we're not able to really count them as both, if that makes sense. Brown rice, I love to get it frozen because it's already cooked, super convenient. I love these carb balance tortillas because they're really high in fiber and lower in carbs, so even though they do count as one of my carbohydrate servings, I'm getting some extra fiber, and there's also protein in here, which is bonus. So these are just a couple examples. Bread is fine, whatever. You pick off the list what you want. This is just what I have. Okay, so next we are doing fruit. I always buy a ton of bananas, and as they ripen, I will cut them in half and throw them in the freezer because one serving of a fruit in our purples is going to be half a banana. That's only because bananas are just higher in natural sugars. It's not a bad thing. It just means that a whole banana is going to be 2 servings of our fruits because of the natural occurring sugars in it. Then I've got some apples here, and I love blueberries. Berries are a really great choice because you get a lot. A whole cup of this is going to be 1 serving. So I love to, usually I have frozen on hand to add to my smoothies, and I count. So what I don't have here is my Shakeology, which is a red container, and that is a daily given in my life, and I always add other things to it to fill it up to make it a meal. So I'll add a spinach, which I'm gonna get to, and a fruit, and then that way I know I've gotten in a protein, a fruit, and a veggie. So that's always one of my meals, but you can also just do it as a snack. Okay, so moving on to our blue container, which is our healthy fats. We've got cheese. My son is more likely to eat this cheese, but I do eat it time to time. I got myself some fancy brie this time. I don't always do that, but I just love cheese. And avocados are a great choice of healthy fats. They're also vegan, paleo, and also almonds. So nuts are going to fall into this category as well. And I love to add these to my oatmeal, to salads, to smoothie bowls, like endless options there. So we also have some more seeds that are, although they are healthy fats, they're going to fall into the orange category, which is also dressing. So I will also do olives, or I will make my own dressing with oil and vinegar. I'm going to get to that in a second, but I love to add these to salads, smoothies. And now moving on to protein. So I definitely have more than 3 or 4 options here, but these are just my favorite go-tos. So I love Greek yogurt because it's higher in protein. As you can see, a third, fourth of a cup is 15 grams of protein. No added sugar. You want to make sure that your yogurt does not have added sugar. Unfortunately, if you are vegan and you are doing a nut-based or an almond milk-based yogurt, it's high in sugar and it does not count as a protein, you guys. It counts as a carbohydrate. So it doesn't mean you can't have it. It just means it's not going to be the same in these categories. Soy curls I love these. So I do eat meat, but I love to get fake meat options because it's actually cheaper and better for the environment, and I like to get a mixture in. So I love soy curls. They're made out of organic, non-GMO soybeans, and they're dehydrated, and this bag will give you a lot of servings because they're dehydrated. I also love to have, my sink looks gross. I also love to have these meatless crumbles because you can do anything with them. You can put them in a salad, a stir fry. You could do like taco night with them. You could add it to pasta, like endless. And my son never even notices that it's fake. Eggs. I will have eggs by themselves. I'll add eggs to meals. Love eggs. My whole family eats eggs. Organic chicken. Now this is somewhere where I'm definitely always gonna do organic chicken and beef if I can. Because that's important to me. So I like to do a mixture of meat and meatless protein options. Moving on to vegetables. I love vegetables. There's so many you could do, but these are just some of the ones I grabbed for this week. I love arugula by itself in a salad, or you can mix it in with eggs. You can add it with other greens, plain. I love spaghetti squash. I'll do all sorts of fun stuff. Like I've done like pad thai with this, spaghetti with this. Really great option. I got some yellow squash this week. I like to also do zucchini noodles a lot. And then spinach is like a daily go-to. Like I'm adding a cup or 2 a day to my Shakeology. And then here, this is a great dressing option. So you can make your own dressing, but I love the Primal Kitchen because they don't have any added sugar. And that also goes to their ketchup. You have to watch for hidden sugars, guys. They're in everything. So these are also some freebies. So I love to do pickles. They're free. I love mustard. I don't think they add sugar to mustard ever, but I go for the organic. Make sure read your labels. Coconut aminos is a great way to season your food, and it's a freebie. Hot sauces, those are really great. Lemon juice, like I'll make dressings with just straight up coconut amino and lemon juice, and even like a little bit of mustard or something. Like you can get creative. And then sauerkraut is a really great option to kind of add. It's really great for your gut. Same with the pickles. Really great for your gut, and you can just enhance the flavor of things without taking up more containers. Oh, and I forgot to talk about my cherry tomatoes. These are really great. You can saute them. You can add them you can snack on them plain. You can add them to salads, like endless options. So maybe you're thinking, so what? You got all these foods, now what do I do with that? And the way I like to think of it is I know that I get, for my meal plan, I get 4 servings of protein, 4 servings of vegetables, 3 servings of carbohydrates, and I think of it almost like Tetris, where I'm like checking it off through the day. So I know that because I have the most vegetables that I need to get into the most protein, of green and a protein are gonna be added to pretty much every meal. So in the morning, like I'm having for breakfast earlier I had eggs, but now I'm having this meal. So this is a meal to me because I added extra stuff into it. So the spinach is something that I can add to that. But if you wanted to do, basically fill take these things and decide what you want to do. So I know I need a veggie, so I'm gonna add spinach to my eggs, and then I could possibly have a side of oats or put it in a tortilla. You know what I'm saying? That would take care of one of my yellows. I only get 3 a day, so I usually save them. So I would probably just do the green and the red for breakfast. Okay, so now it's lunchtime. I need a green, a red again. So now I'm going back to my green options. Okay, I've got arugula. And then over here, I've got chicken. So I cook the chicken, I put it on the arugula. And then maybe I want some healthy fat at this meal. So then I add some avocado. And then maybe I want to add a carbohydrate at this time. So I add a serving of rice onto that. So it's a salad, doesn't mean you can't put rice on it, right? And now it's dinner time, and same thing, I go back to the drawing board. So I'm like back to my containers, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cook my squash, and then I need a protein. Okay, what have I not had today? I'm gonna do my squash. Let's do like saute squash and then add crumbles to that. Yum. Okay, and I haven't had, well, I've already had my healthy fat for the day. And I haven't had fruit yet. So you can either get creative with your fruit or just have this as a snack. So say I'm cooking my food, and I already had a whole banana in my shake, so I just need one more fruit today, so I'm gonna cook my dinner. I'll have this as a snack. Perfect. So then I have one more carb, so I can add, I can do a tortilla again or rice. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's so up to you what you wanna do. It's just putting it all together. And you can do batch cooking where you cook a bunch of chicken and you cook a bunch of oats and you cook a bunch of pasta and you just have it in the fridge for those 3 or 4 days. So then that way when you are, making these combo meals of like salads and bowls, you can just grab things that are already made. And then that way once a week, you only have to do minimal shopping and you only have to do minimal meal prep. So I hope that helped you, and let me know if you have any questions. So we're gonna pull up Beachbody. Here we are in Beachbody On Demand. And like I said, if you go to 21 Day Fix and you go to materials, you will find eating plan. And this is the PDF of everything you need to know to figure out your containers and how it works. I mean, it's all here. It's going to be based on your starting out weight, and you can decide if you are maintaining or losing weight. It's totally up to you. But here, as you can see, once you know where your calorie goal is, it will give you a plan. I am in plan B. So that's what I was talking about when I was talking about all these servings. So that's how that works. And then I also wanted to show you guys Fixate. There it is. So it's right here under Member Library. And as you can see, there's a ton. So every month they're adding things. So if I go in here and I click that, you can also access this on your TV or your computer, but it's really cool to have it on your phone. So they basically just show you guys it's like a cooking show. How cool is this? I love it. And then if you go into materials, again, it's going to have, how to do the meal plan, all that stuff. And then you can click on these and it's going to give you an actual PDF that you can print out or read. So you can correspond it with the video, or you can just skip the video and just watch that. So many great options here. There's also if you go to, if I just go, did I go there? Where do I want to go? Oh, nutrition. I guess I could have done this on the app. If you go here, there's a lot of recipes here. There's so much. So you can go, oh, you can't search. Okay, but if you go into nutrition or even the blog, there's going to be all sorts of great information, like recipes. You get so much inspiration on here. So really, you want to make sure you're utilizing this.